Once upon a time there was a little girl named Goldilocks who entered the home of 3 bears and found 3 bowls of porridge, chairs and beds. One bowl of porridge was too hot, another was too cold, and the third was just right. She also found 3 chairs, one was too big, another was too small, and the third was just right. Finally, she went to bed and found 3 beds, one was too hard, another was too soft, and the third was just right. Goldilocks was so tired she fell asleep in the bed that was just right. The 3 bears returned home to find Goldilocks and were surprised to see her. There was a king who promised to give his daughter's hand in marriage to whoever could solve the riddle he created. A poor farmer solved the riddle and was rewarded with the princess's hand in marriage. They lived happily ever after. A man went to the market and brought back live poultry, but on the way home all the poultry turned into gold. He became rich but didn't have any friends because he was greedy. A kind-hearted tailor had the ability to create magnificent clothing just by wishing. A wicked emperor tried to force the tailor to make a suit for him, but the tailor outsmarted him and made the emperor look silly in front of everyone. There was a magic lamp and a genie lived inside who granted wishes to whoever found it. A poor fisherman found the lamp and became rich and famous with the help of the genie. A beautiful mermaid fell in love with a human prince and made a deal with the sea witch to be able to walk on land and win the prince's heart. The prince fell in love with the mermaid, but the sea witch caused problems and tried to sabotage their happiness. A clever fox outsmarted a mean and greedy farmer to get his food. The fox continued to trick the farmer time and time again. A brave knight went on a quest to save a princess from a dragon. He defeated the dragon and saved the princess. They lived happily ever after. A poor woodcutter was given a magical axe that would cut down any tree he wanted and he became rich. But he didn't use the axe wisely and it eventually got taken away from him. A kind and generous king became friends with a tiny ant who helped him in his time of need. The ant repaid the king's kindness by saving his kingdom from danger. Once upon a time, there was a small village nestled in the hills. The villagers lived a peaceful life, surrounded by the beauty of nature. They would rise with the sun and go to bed with the stars. One night, a young boy named Max had trouble falling asleep. He tossed and turned in his bed, counting sheep and reciting lullabies, but nothing seemed to work. Just as he was about to give up, he heard a soft whisper at his window. He looked outside and saw an old woman with a kind face. She told Max that she had a secret remedy for insomnia and offered to share it with him. Max was skeptical at first, but he was so desperate to sleep that he agreed. The old woman led Max to a meadow filled with fragrant flowers and soft, cool grass. She told him to lie down and close his eyes. As he did, she began to sing a soft, soothing lullaby. Max felt his worries drift away and his body relax. Before he knew it, he was sound asleep. From that night on, Max had no trouble falling asleep. Whenever he felt restless, he would close his eyes and listen to the old woman's song in his mind. And as he drifted off to sleep, he would dream of the peaceful meadow, surrounded by the beauty of nature. Once upon a time, there was a person who struggled with falling asleep at night. They would toss and turn, count sheep, and drink warm milk, but nothing seemed to work. One night, they decided to go for a walk in the park to clear their mind. As they strolled through the quiet park, they noticed the sound of a gentle stream and the rustling of leaves in the wind. They sat down by the stream and closed their eyes, letting the peaceful sounds wash over them. Soon, they felt their body relaxing and their mind calming. When they opened their eyes again, they realized they had fallen asleep. From that day on, whenever they had trouble sleeping, they would visualize themselves sitting by the stream and listen to the soothing sounds in their mind. Once upon a time, in a far-off land, there was a small village nestled in the heart of a lush forest. The villagers lived a simple life, surrounded by the beauty of nature and the love of their families. One night, a young boy named Max had trouble falling asleep. No matter what he did, he simply couldn't drift off into slumber. So, he decided to take a walk in the forest to clear his mind. As he strolled through the woods, Max stumbled upon a clearing where a group of animals were gathered. They were all fast asleep, with gentle snores echoing through the trees. Max was amazed at how peaceful they looked, and decided to join them. He lay down on the soft grass, closed his eyes, and took a deep breath. As he listened to the sounds of the forest, he felt his body start to relax. A warm, comforting feeling washed over him, and before he knew it, he was fast asleep. When Max woke up the next morning, he felt refreshed and rejuvenated. From that day on, every time he had trouble sleeping, he would visit the clearing and lay down among the sleeping animals. And every time, he would fall into a deep and restful slumber, surrounded by the gentle sounds of nature. And so, Max lived happily ever after, knowing that he could always find a peaceful place to rest whenever he needed it. The end.